Hey, this is Matt once again. What about to the videos? Another paid request, this time for Josh. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the film Little Murders from 1971. I don't know what the fuck this movie was about, and I didn't like it. Oh, it got some critical noses. No, I just reviewed Midnight Cowboy. I liked that film. I have issues here and there, but overall I did like the film. And that was a film that Oscar winner of a movie, Oscar winning flick. This stars Elliott Gould, who I liked as an actor. He was in the movie version of MASH, been in quite a few other stuff. Pretty much, how to describe the plot? Yeah, this girl named Patsy who overhears someone getting beaten up. Comes to find out it's Elliott Gould, who's this photographer, getting beaten up. She helps him, but then he doesn't help her. He just walks away like a dick. And then she even goes up and goes, "Why didn't you help me? We're supposed to be helping each other. Isn't that what people should do?" But Elliott Gould's a guy who's a bit passive and vacant. Not to say he never shows emotion, but like he'll even say if someone's beating him up, he won't do anything to fight back. He'll just daydream until they get tired of it, and some kind of mechanism he has, and then he'll go on with his day. So Patsy sees this guy and thinks she could fix him in some way, takes him home, and very quickly they get into bowling and dancing and horse riding. And she's got this, not mean, but aggressive without being mean, nature where, "You like me, right? Huh? You want to have sex with me, right?" They come home, the place is wrecked, and then when they're in bed, she's like, "Oh, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then in 2 weeks we're going to get married." I'm like, this is obviously a film that as I go along, it's going to sound like it's all over the place, and it is. And it's going to sound nonsensical, and it is. This is not a film to be taken seriously. Trying to be very, very black comedy. The problem is, I didn't think it was funny. Yes, if you don't say I didn't get it, you're right. I didn't get it. Now, it's directed by Alan Arkin, the actor, who does have a small part in this as a cop who, in his one scene, most of his stuttering about how he's going crazy because there's over 300 murders that need to be solved, and he's going on a rant. Yeah, it's a conspiracy from the higher ups, and there's a lot of people just monologuing and going on random rants. And then when I found out that this was based on a play, yeah, I can see it's very talky, like a play. Only I didn't find the stuff they were saying really that interesting. And then a chunk of the film is Patsy takes Elliott Gould to see her mom, her dad, and her brother. Her dad, I recognize. The dad is the shop owner in the 80s Little Shop of Horrors. You know, the guy who was Rick Moranis' boss. I recognize him. The brother is a bit of a weirdo guy that I guess you're supposed to find out later that he's gay or something. And you can tell this family's a bit off as well. And maybe the whole point is that it's the city of New York, and it's about how with these random obscene phone calls they get, and there are times throughout the film where they lose power, but they just go along with their dialogue because that's just how it is in the city. And how There's fear of being shot every day. There's even a point that the mom's coming home from something. It's like the dad's going, "You almost got shot." Well, I almost get shot every day. That is supposed to talk about how the insanity of New York is just driving people insane. And that's just, as one person puts it, what can we do? The world's gone crazy. So maybe that's what it's going for. I just really didn't think it was that interesting or funny, though, for the comedy it's supposed to be. And so again, Elliott Gould's been taken to see this girl's mom, dad, and brother, and they're having these kind of conversations that kind of pithy and didn't give a rat's ass about. Elliott Gould talks about how he daydreams when he's either working with the camera or he's getting beaten up. There's arguments about opening and closing windows. There's power outages and they act in normal, like, hey, just another day. You got Elliott Gould going on a rant on his job being a photographer, where he says, like, well, whatever I do and take pictures, I'll win awards. I take pictures of shit and I've won half a dozen awards. And then the wedding comes about, but then Elliott Gould doesn't want God to be mentioned in the wedding because he's an atheist. And then the judge rambles on about how he's got hands of a worker. I'm like, then I don't know. Jerk off. What do you want me to do? Good. Give a fuck about your hands. Wash them, stick them up your ass, or, I don't know, play some fucking foosball. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I really did not care about this movie. I did not give a rat's ass. I didn't know where the fuck it was going. It just felt nonsensical. Maybe that's the point. This is just a point I didn't give a rat's ass about. The one highlight is Donald Sutherland. He's in it as the priest who does bury them and tells Elliott Gould, well, I was paid quite a bit of money to say God, but you know what? I won't do it. And pretty much as he's burying Elliott Gould and Patsy, he's also talking about how pretty much a deconstruction of the marriage vows and how stupid they really are, and this is how they should really be put, and this is how they should really be said, and this is how it should be really, this is how the vows should really be. So he twists and turns it. And it's nice to see Donald Sutherland in there. And I believe him and Elliott Gould have worked together on MASH, so that's nice to see as well. Little reunion. And Donald Sutherland brings a little bit spice to the proceedings. And probably the closest for me this came to humor. But it wasn't nearly enough to save the movie, and sadly, he's only in that one scene. So then they're married, and she's going on a rant to him about how you never want to fight for anything, and then Elliott Gould goes on this big monologue about government surveillance, and goes to see his parents, and his parents don't remember his childhood. And then he tells about how the government might have been watching him and checked it through his mail, and he would write a letter. But he was writing a letter to the guy checking the mail, to the point that he said, listen, I know that this is your job, and hey, I know you're just doing your job. Pretty much getting to the guy, to the point that the guy actually saw him and said, you know, how, you know, I hate someone for doing their job. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about. I didn't give a rat's ass or shit about what the fuck the whole meaning of that was. saying, hey, you can't hate me because of my job. Bullshit. We do it every day. How many times do you get pissed at the fucking post office because they lost the fucking mail? Or they're late? How many times do you get pissed off at a fast food because they did your fucking order wrong when you waited 15 fucking minutes for your fast food about as fast as a fucking slug fucking on the side of the road? We get pissed all the time at people at their jobs, so what the fuck is the point of this? And then somehow that leads to Elliott Gould saying, okay, I'm going to fight. I'm going to worship you. You know, I've been fighting this, seeing what you're all about, but you know what? I trust you, I love you. And as soon as he says the spoilers, she gets shot by a random sniper through the window, blood all over him. And he's trying to just showcase the insanity of the city. Out of the blue, she dies. He walks in the subway covered in blood. Nobody in the subway notices him. That's the whole point. Is that everyone's so nonchalant about a guy pretty much covered in blood. And this is what I'm talking about, the nonsensical nature. Like, okay, a world gone mad. That's the only thing I could get out of it. Because he goes home, the parents know. The parents get over the death of their daughter very, very quickly. Barely any tears shed for it. Like, any. They're helping Elliott Gould, who's now almost comatose at this point. Alan Arkin comes in and gives his rant about how there's so many crime in the city, so many murders in the city not solved. And he wants... What was there, a cookie with cheese? Or was there, what the fuck it was? Should be crazy for that. Maybe it was a crack. I don't think he said cracker. I swear he said a cookie with cheese. Who the fuck eats cheese with cookies? And cookies with cheese? Who the fuck mental breakdown is that? But anyway. So then the dad goes on a rant about cops. Elliott Gould wanders around, taking pictures. Gets a little bit of his fight back. Comes back with a rifle. Doesn't know how to load it, but the dad does. And then the dad, the son, and Elliott Gould, the son who is Patsy's brother, they start taking shots at people. Now, we don't see who they shoot. We just see them aiming and their reaction. But each one of them shoots someone. And one of them, I guess, was Alan Arkin's character. But the others were, like, innocent people. I guess trying to be, like, whoever the hell shot Patsy. They were the same way. And then they're like, wow, look what we did. Yeah, we don't fight, we don't fight. They're sitting at the table munching food. And then the mom's like, oh, I'm so glad my family is laughing. I was worried about them for a second. And that's supposed to be the humorous part of it. That's supposed to be the joke. Well, I don't think the joke was that fucking funny. And I didn't think it was that good of a fucking movie. It wasn't that stylistic in terms of direction. It does look like just a stage play. The characters and their motivations, like, they're blurry because that's what the point of the movie is. Kind of hard to like any of these characters, to be honest. Like I said, Patsy... You're confused as to why she wants to fix this guy so badly. Elliott Gould, I liked him as an actor, and you like I said, you get a little bit of his backstory. So of the characters, he's the one built up the most. The mom and dad just act weird, and the brother character acts even more weird. I guess the end is that, hey, the city drives everyone crazy. So you can't fight it, you just have to embrace the world gone mad attitude. Other than downselling, the other thing that I did not mind because I thought it was interesting was throughout the film they get these obscene phone calls. So they get one again, and the dad says, "Listen, you don't have to call anymore. My daughter Patsy died," and he hangs up. And then the phone rings again, and the mom picks up, and the obscene phone call is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't believe it happened. Like, what can we do? The world gone crazy, man. I'm sorry to hear that." The fact that obscene caller came back and apologized, like that, I didn't expect. So that got a little smirk on me. Okay, that was interesting. That was I thought, kind of unique. But the rest of it just felt either nonsensical or just not as funny as it was trying to be. And I'm like, okay, they killed some innocent people because they're just, again, they succumbed to the craziness of the world, or whatever the fuck it was meant to be. I don't know. I can see why this film is not talked about much. So, if you liked it, be my guest. Elliott Gould, I'd rather watch the Long Goodbye, rather watch the film MASH, rather watch other films with Elliott Gould in it. This was not one of them. So that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.